Welcome to Future Dragon Rocket, where this video is not sponsored by Mint Mobile. This is going to be my review of the season 1 finale of Andor on Disney Plus, and this started with a 3-episode drop back in September on September 21st, week by week episode, and we should be getting a total of 4 seasons. This is basically 4 to 5 years before the events of Rogue One. So leading up to Rogue One, we're going to have this amazing 4-season stretch of Andor on Disney Plus. But it starts off, Bix is still in jail on Ferrix. Miro has arrived on Ferrix as well. Cinta is following her because she knows Miro is ISB apparently. This kid that's making the pipe bomb, he apparently just lost his father to like the ISB torture room in the last episode or maybe 2 episodes ago now. So like shit's about to go down because you see this kid building a pipe bomb. Back on Coruscant, Mon Mothma, she is going through the emotions of basically betraying her husband, throwing her husband under the bus in order to launder money for the rebellion. She knows that her driver has the car bugged, so she asks her driver for some privacy, knowing that the car is bugged, knowing that she's about to feed fake, false information to her driver, who is reporting to the ISB. So she comes up with this apparently semi-true conversation about her husband's gambling addiction. Apparently her husband used to be addicted to gambling and have gambling problems, and she's created this fake story to give to her driver, to give to the ISB, that her husband is the one that's like laundered this $400,000 of money that she actually laundered for the rebellion. So she is really getting into it now, throwing her own family under the bus, even though her husband is a piece of shit. So pretty much the whole episode is on Ferrix. We're back on Ferrix. Vel and Cinta are together. Cassian is back on Ferrix. So everyone on this show is now on the planet Ferrix, except for Mon Mothma and the characters surrounding Mon Mothma. They're still on Coruscant, but even Luthen is back here. But Cassian is here back on Ferrix, and we get another flashback scene. We haven't got a flashback scene in a while, but we have gotten probably half a dozen or more flashback scenes throughout season 1, and they've been all really good, all a little bit emotional, especially the last few. I think when he was in prison, just like thinking back. And during the flashback, this particular flashback scene, it's a really good talk from his adopted father, and then that kind of leads right into Cassian listening to Nemik's manifesto about the rebellion and fighting the Empire. And that was absolutely beautiful to hear. I'm really glad we didn't have to like listen to Cassian read it. It was really cool to hear Nemik's voice reading his own manifesto. And Miro is giving out orders to the Imperial soldiers to take Cassian alive. She knows that he has information leading to Access. Access is their nickname for Luthen, because Luthen is who they're really after. Luthen is the investor or funder of the rebellion. Really, he's the mastermind. Cassian is really just like a foot soldier in Luthen's long game, if you will. So she tells everyone to take Cassian alive if they do find him. We get news that Anto Krieger and his 30 men are all dead. There's no survivors. We never actually met him. We saw maybe 1 or 2 images of him in a hologram, but he was someone that Luthen and Saw Gerrera kind of agreed to sacrifice in order to keep their mole inside the ISB. And things start going into motion. An ISB undercover agent knows that Brazo, the big man, has a decoy like leaving his house or leaving his shop, and because the real Brazo is talking to Cassian down in the sewer. Karn, of all people, that motherfucking bootlicker, is on Ferrix, of all places. Luthen's here, everyone's here, but surprised to see Karn here. I don't know how he afforded to get here with his low-paying job with the Empire, living with his mom. And up in the bell tower, the anvil starts getting clanked early. Everyone's like, well, not everyone, but the Empire soldiers are like, what the hell's going on? Why are they like clanging that anvil? And it's basically to like start the funeral for Cassian's mother. All kinds of things are going down. Like everyone's looking for Cassian. Everyone wants Cassian dead. Really, except for Miro. I mean, Miro wants to take him alive for information, but once they get the information from Cassian, then they'll kill him, I'm sure. Cinta sees her like fake coffee shop coworker who is an ISB agent getting um, someone pretend arrested just because they want to give him information on Cassian that Cassian is here. Miro is trying to hunt down Cassian with two Death Troopers, which is really cool to see Death Troopers. They're probably like the most badass looking type of stormtroopers. Um, and the fight breaks out kind of right in the middle of the funeral. And it's a real tearjerker at first. That they're walking through the streets chanting "Stone and Sky, Stone and Sky, Stone and Sky," and then the droid B2 Emo, B2 EMO. He is projecting a hologram of Cassian's mother giving a speech she recorded before she died, and it's a very moving speech against working together, fighting the Empire. A real tearjerker of a speech. In the middle of the funeral, Cassian is like trying to free Bix from prison. Cassian takes down a prison guard or two and actually manages to get into Bix's cell. And she's a complete mess. Like she doesn't really know what's going on, like where she is, who Cassian is. Karn sees Miro through the crowd somehow, and it's just like, Karn, how are you going to mess up this situation? Why are you here in Ferrix? Like you should not be here. But um, during the funeral, the citizens of the planet Ferrix said ACAB. They said all cops are bastards. The pipe bomb is thrown towards the Imperial soldiers. And it looks like several other ones seem to go off or other things blow up. Vel runs straight into the smoke. Not really sure what her plan was running into the smoke, whether she was going to save Cinta or what her plan was running into the smoke after that explosion went off. And one of the Imperial officers, that bastard, gives the order to just open fire. These people were trying to have a funeral, and I guess he got what was coming to him because he threw like a coat over the droid that was projecting the hologram, and this all went down really fast. It was actually, to be honest, like very anticlimactic finale. Um, it was very tense, very high strung, lots of suspense um, leading up to this, leading up to everyone meeting together on the planet Ferrix, everyone like meeting up to try to find and kill Cassian. Very suspenseful, like throughout the funeral. Like, when is this funeral going to get interrupted and ruined? And here we go with this pipe bomb. Um, one funny moment in the episode is that the stormtrooper that gets tasked with putting a stop to the anvil getting clanked at the top of the bell tower. He just gets kicked off the bell tower as soon as he gets to the top. That was hilarious. Miro's in real trouble. I want to know how Miro lost her two Death Troopers and how she ended up in the middle of this mess of the funeral. But Karn actually ends up rescuing Miro, and they get some private time. And the whole time that they're on screen together, I'm just yelling at the TV like, please don't kiss, please don't kiss. And thank God nothing happened. Thank God Karn did not try to shoot his shot with Miro. After this bloodbath of a funeral is starting to like kind of like wrap up, the dust is starting to settle. Luthen's like looking on to the scene with just dissatisfaction. Like neither party, the Empire or the Rebellion, got a hold of Cassian. So Cassian, essentially probably made out their lives. So Luthen's like, damn it, fuck it, I'm going home to Coruscant. And so he takes off on his little speeder back to his ship. And at this point, I'm still shocked. Like everyone's making it out of season one alive. I think a lot of people maybe thought Karn, Curiosity was going to kill the cat in Karn's situation. Possibly Miro. The only three people we knew were going to make it out of season one were Cassian Andor, Mon Mothma, and Saw Gerrera. Obviously, if you've seen Rogue One, or even if you've watched Rebels on Disney Plus, which I highly recommend. I know a lot of people tend to just watch the live action movies and shows, but watch Rebels on Disney Plus. It's actually really good. But Big Ben Brazo is trying to escape on this ship with two other people. The pilot's name is Jazz, and Cassian ends up bringing Bix to the ship. So Cassian gets Bix on the ship with Brazo, the pilot, some other guy, and actually the kid that threw the pipe bomb. So several of them get away off planet, off of Ferrix. And we get another brief little shot. I don't know if anything was even said during this scene, but the crime boss Devo, his son meets Mon Mothma's daughter, and apparently they are uh, probably going to get engaged, which is cringy. But Cassian just kind of says goodbye to Brazo and Bix and says that he will find them. He will find them no matter where they go in the galaxy because they are fleeing the planet of Ferrix. Cassian has some other business. He's not leaving Ferrex quite yet. Um, we see Luthen. Luthen is back on his ship, ready to fly back to Coruscant. But Cassian is already on his ship, waiting for Luthen. And this was a really badass little ending, to be honest. You know, I thought the whole finale episode was a little anticlimactic, considering no one died really. Um, but Cassian tells Luthen to kill him or take him in. You know, we don't know exactly what happens. The episode just kind of ends right there. But obviously, we know that Cassian does not get killed by Luthen. Um, Luthen probably does not take him in either. But you know, Luthen's probably got more plans for Cassian in the rebellion in the seasons to come. But I'm so happy with this show. I think Andor is definitely the show of the year, the show of 2022. House of the Dragon definitely comes in really close second for me, but this show, I can't wait to like rewatch this, just like binge it start to finish, and I'm so happy we're getting more seasons of this. I wish there was you know, some other show that was tying into this. Hopefully, the Ahsoka series, the live action Ahsoka series, um, may end up tying into this because it's supposed to be kind of taking place at the same time as Rebels. But this was just an amazing show, start to finish. They dropped all the first 3 episodes on the same day, back on September 21st, and it was a really strong showing, dropping all 3 episodes all at first. 12 episode season. The first half was basically leading up to episode 6, the heist at Aldhani, which was amazing. And then the whole prison break, and then this whole collaboration on Ferrex and both sides, like good guys and bad guys, both trying to get at Cassian, and both good guys and bad guys fail at capturing or killing Cassian. And stay for the mid-credit scene. There has been no post-credit scenes or mid-credit scenes during any episode of Andor throughout the show. But there is a mid-credit scene, and it opens really quick. It's quite fast. It's quite short. We start seeing some droids working on some project, and turns out, yes, the droids have been using those pieces that they were building the prison to build the Death Star. So we get to see the finishing pieces of the Death Star being put together, essentially the last final pieces of the weapon portion of the Death Star being put together, which we know will eventually get blown up in A New Hope, 1977, the very first Star Wars movie. But we know that this whole show is leading up to Cassian Andor stealing the plans for this Death Star in order for the rebellion to blow it up. So amazing mid-credit scene. I don't think anyone really saw that coming. That was a really cool mid-credit scene. Star Wars is not known for doing mid-credit scenes, post-credit scenes. That's more of a Marvel thing. So I'm so happy that we got this in a Star Wars show. So that's it for Star Wars for 2022. We had Kenobi back in like May or June, and that was really good. But that was just, you know, a quick 6 episodes. There's not going to be a season 2. That was really good, but it was nowhere near as good as Andor. Andor is definitely the best Star Wars project in a very long time, since Rogue One, really. I highly recommend you binge the show over the holidays. There's no more Star Wars for the rest of the year. Not really sure what we're going to get next. Could either get Mandalorian season 3 or Bad Batch season 2 next. Not really sure when either one of those is going to drop, but they are coming soon. As far as Marvel stuff, Black Friday here in the States, the day after Thanksgiving, they're dropping the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special, which is just like a one-off special presentation, like Werewolf by Night. Probably it's going to be like 1 hour. It's got really good reviews already. I'll be doing a review video of that on Friday myself as well. But I can't speak highly enough about Andor. Everything about it was good. Like, I really have nothing bad to say about Andor at all. Every category is just 10 out of 10. It's my new favorite show. I can't wait to binge the whole thing start to finish instead of waiting week to week. And I hope you get a chance to binge this whole show during the holiday season too. May the Force be with you. Thanks so much for watching Future Dragon Rocket. This video was not sponsored by Mint Mobile.